Assalamu alaikum everyone, Exhibition Cadet Sabir Shah for my channel, Exhibition Cadet 9936. Today I will talk about the Cricket Asia Cup final, which is being held today. Since Pakistan-India match, a lot of controversies came into being, and people on the same incidents have two different opinions. Because they're siding towards one side, they have a different opinion, and then they're siding towards the other side, they have a different opinion. Now, the controversy came when India won against Pakistan. And when the toss happened, the Indian captain refused to shake hands with the Pakistani captain, which is the tradition of the cricket throughout the history of cricket. Cricket is called as a game of gentlemen. But many incidents also happened in the past before, but this was totally different in a sense. It was politically motivated, geopolitically motivated, and some agenda, some embarrassment was tried to cover up. Okay, you don't shake hands with Pakistani cricketers. They're not dying to shake hands with you as well. But what about the other sports? Same time, there are matches of squash being happened between India and Pakistan, matches of football, soccer being happened between India and Pakistan. And teams are shaking hands with each other over there, but why only the cricket? Well, in both the countries, cricket is the second religion. If I'm not wrong, allow me to say that. It's the second religion. And after their own religious affiliation, people almost similar to worship cricket. So it's a craze of cricket in this part of the world. So probably shake hands at a football field or in a squash court, that's a different thing. But in a cricket field, the whole nations, both the nations are watching along with them. I mean, it's the most viewed game, Pakistan India's game, no matter what format is it, Test cricket, ODIs, one-day internationals, or T20s, one of the most viewed game on TV. So that's the reason they had to pull this stunt out. Okay, shake hand was not a big deal, but after winning the match, the Indian captain, Mr. Yadav, he came out and he gave this win to the Pahalgam, I would call it false flag attack. It is a terrorist attack, no doubt about that one. And we have already paid our condolences and offered a third-party neutral investigation and prove it that Pakistan did it. Till to the day, it's been like now about 4 or 5 months, April 23rd, that happened, and today is September 28th. So it's been 5 months now, and yet no proof, no arrest of any of the perpetrators who commit that terrorist attack. And then he gave that win to the Indian military. Okay, you asked for it. So who started? Indians started. At least in the game of cricket, they started bringing in the outer politics. Let's go back to the history. It is most of the times it has been India that has been violating Pakistan airspace or interfering within Pakistan's internal matters. Let's start from 1948 when Lord Mountbatten, the division plan came out, and he said all the places where there will be Muslim in number, more in number, that will be declared as Pakistan, and the boundaries have to be met. The geographical boundaries have to be met. Now, East Pakistan, which is now Bangladesh, is a different scenario because that was 97% of Muslims, so they chose to be with Pakistan. And they didn't choose to be with India, but same leverage was not given to Assam, Manipur, or all these areas where there are still separation movements being going on since 1947 onwards. But what I'm saying is, let's talk about AJK, Azad Jammu and Kashmir. So, Jammu and Kashmir. That was never under the British law. It was a princely state. So if they want to be annexed to India or Pakistan, they have to go through a referendum. And then, like in others, many of there are 500 princely states, and the referendum happened only in Balochistan. No other. 499, India just took them. Hyderabad, Deccan, you can say. Even when Pakistan was formed, there was a separate state because that didn't choose to be with princely state, the state of Bahawalpur. They didn't choose to be with India or Pakistan, and Pakistan respected that. So that state was within Pakistan for about 16 years. In 1960s, early 1960s, the Nawab of Bahawalpur, he annexed to Pakistan. So 1948, Indian troops entered the Kashmir area and they captured. And then in terms of retaliation, Pakistan's tribal area people, not the trained military, because General Gracie was the CNC, chief in chief, and he refused our Governor General and the founder of Pakistan, Mr. Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and no military was allowed to get into Kashmir, but the tribal area people, they went in, and till to the day we have 48% of Kashmir. 48% belongs to Pakistan. It's called Pakistani Administrated Kashmir. So I don't know, Indians call it the Atut Ang, the unseparable body part. So come and get it. 1948, move on to 1965. That was the time when Pakistan infiltrated first to take the other part of the Kashmir, and then some people were trained and they went into 1962 Operation Gibraltar. India, again, the sovereign borders were attacked by India on September 6th, 1965. Because the line of control, the ceasefire line by the UN, India went crying in 1948, by the way, so January 1st was declared as the ceasefire line, which later on became LOC with a UN resolution that people can work politically for their right to vote, right for a referendum, and anyone can help them with anything, with arms or whatever it is. So let's keep those UN resolutions in front. They can help the Pakistani administrated Kashmiris as well. Go ahead, supply them with the arms. So it was allowed because this is what the UN does. 1965, 1948, India went crying to UN. 1965, that time the US intervened, and both the countries, they were offered the ceasefire on 1965 war. Historically, India accepted the ceasefire first, and Pakistan accepted it 3 days later. India accepted on 18th of September 1965. Pakistan accepted on 21st of September 1965 because we had troops into Indian territory. We had to make sure that they would come back safely. 1971, again, India infiltrated in East Pakistan, Bengal, which is now Bangladesh, and trained the people over there, Mukti Bahani. And it is even the prime minister at that time is Indira Gandhi, who got killed in 1983. Her statement is on the record. So India infiltrated into Pakistan, and we had our one arm separated from us. So it's 2-1. 1999, Kargil War, Pakistan infiltrated, and we took the areas in Kargil, and this time Pakistan went to the UN to ask for the ceasefire. Again, the strategic motives have been achieved, so we wanted to make sure that all our people, they come back safely. Most of them came back safely, a lot of them could not, but this is what they signed for. And if you're giving them another life, they're going to say, yes, we would do that again. So, 2-2. Let's reverse back in mid-80s when Mr. Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India, and they had all the forces on Rajasthan border. And then that time, Mr. General Zaul Haq Shahid, he went, cricket diplomacy it's called, to watch a match in Mohali, And of course, the head of state has to come and receive. So when Rajiv Gandhi came, according to his defense secretary on his book, it's written very clearly that Mr. Zia told him that don't you even think we don't have a nuclear bomb. And when we're going to drop it on India, both the sides would be disappeared. But there would be 55 other countries who would still be taking the name of Allah, Islam, but all the Hindus would be dead. So it's your choice. And we went to see the match, which Pakistan eventually won, and came back to Pakistan. 2 days later, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi ordered his army to step back. So in the previous century, 1948, 1971, 1980s, 3, Pakistan 1965, 1999, 3-2. Now let's come to the present century. In the present century, we talk about Pulwama attack, we talk about Pahalgam attack, we talk about Pathankot, we talk about Bombay bombings. All these are the false flag operations, because the number of army present in Kashmir, there's no way Kashmiris can do that. With every 6 people have 1 Indian soldier fully armed, on them. So it's a shame on Indian army. With almost 1 million troops are there, and yet these things happen. So it's totally their failure. Just like in Pakistan, these Talibans come and blow themselves up. We don't have this number, this ratio on the people, on these TTPs, Fitna al-Khawarij and Fitna al-Hindustan. So there's no match. So we still have once in a while Indian-sponsored operations are being held in Pakistan, but we don't go and start yelling in the world about that. We take care of those people. We will take care of them. We will be taking care of them. So big blow on Indians. Every time one Fitna Hindustan dies, it's an investment of millions of dollars into that person, and that push, but one sniper shot, it goes away. So keep spending your money on the useless things. Give your people some toilets. So every time in the present century, India started. And once they started with all these false flag operations, and who was the one who gave them this line was the United States of America after 9/11, when they attacked Afghanistan and Iraq without any reasons, without any UN resolutions. They just went and attacked. Okay, we're going to take care of the terrorists for ourselves, and that's the leverage India tries to use. And Israel just recently they did it. So America attacked Afghanistan, which had no army practically, so they won, although it took them 20 years to get out of that mess. And in Iraq too. And Israel has never captured any areas of Syria or wherever they conduct their attacks. Well, they do strategically, they do succeed in killing some scientists in Iran or trying to neutralize some nuclear sites. Okay, that's a separate issue. India, 2019, after the fake Pulwama attack, a convoy of military is moving, and a boy who has a car full of explosives and hits that convoy. Imagine that. And it's an area where there are 1 million troops of India, and yet this happens. So shame on Indian army to let that happen. This guy boy should have been stopped like miles away. A military convoy is moving, and yet it can infiltrate. Inside job, false flag operation. And they wanted to test Israelis' spice missiles, which had the range of 60 kilometers BVR. And they entered again, violated Pakistan's airspace, came back. And what did we do? We captured next day, the daytime, morning, 9:28, the first aircraft takes off from Pakistan, military Air Force Base. And not only we hit their 7 bases, we didn't hit the bases just right next to them, dropped the bombs, had the videos, and came back. And bonus, we got their one Mirage 2000, one Su-31, and one MiG-21. And they were so panicked that they shot their own helicopter. And we captured Mr. Abhinandan. The D is fantastic one, that one. And eventually we gave him back to them. Although we were not bound to return him back. Reason being, it was not a declaration of war, so he was not a prisoner of war. So there were no laws, Geneva Convention. The laws were not applied on, because he was not a POW, not a prisoner of war. He was an infiltrator, a terrorist coming into Pakistan and got shot. So we could have hung him, like the way we have this Kulbhushan Yadav, that the other Indian military officer who we have caught, and we are keeping him, serving him with good biryani, vegetable biryani. We do respect him, and he's also not a prisoner of war. And that's the sign of infiltration into Pakistan's matters. So, move on. 2025, Pahalgam is a false flag attack. My challenge still stays there. If any Indian can produce those 26 people who gave their lives there, their names and addresses or telephone numbers or anything where people can contact them, third party can contact them, please provide us. You will not find them. If you say that it's because of the privacy, their numbers are not going to be mentioned, you can show us their bodies. Okay. Oh, dead people's bodies should be shown to the public. Okay, no problem. Funerals, 26 funerals happening in India, anywhere. They burn the dead people called sati, or not sati, sorry. What do they call it? Well, anyhow, they burn into ashes. So, 26. There were 2 or 3 Muslims. Okay, so let's put them also. Yeah, how did those Muslims die? Let's just say, because according to Indians, Hindutva, those were asking their religion, and then they were killing them. So in Pahalgam, there was one guy who was wearing an army uniform, was stripped naked and got killed, shot in the head. Who was that military guy? And why was he stripped naked? Reason being, as I always say, these military people, Indian military, frustrated, staying away from their homes. They even don't leave the goats or the cows, or even maybe cats and dogs too. So they have to get their sexual frustration out. So a group of tourists in Pahalgam, they tried to do that, and the crowd retaliated. And that's the only thing that can make sense why that guy was stripped naked. Because this is how revenge is taken against these kind of perpetrators in subcontinent. That's period. Let's come to the match. This history was meant to be told. So now, what is happening here? India started again. As I said, most of the time they start, and then Pakistan replies them, and then they start to cry. Their media, wow, these all barking dogs, I would say. That's not even media, because they made a port on Lahore airport in May, and Lahore doesn't have the seaside at all. It's like hundreds of miles away from the shore even. But the Indian audience bought that shit, patriotic. In all Indian elections, they use the same anti-Pakistan slogans. In Pakistan, no one even gives a rat-ass F about the Indian government or anyone. Not even a single party raises their slogans. Some of the time they just call them Modi is the brother of blah, blah, blah. That's it. Public sentiment is won by different things, not by anti-India hate. But in India, BJP has been ruling recently, all based on hate against Pakistan. Go ahead, do it. We don't care. So, fortunately or unfortunately for Indians, second match also happened. Again, no handshakes. This time, we didn't bother at all. And the thing started when the first inning, Pakistan played everything, nothing, no incident had happened. And then when Indians came to bat, first ball of the match, Shaheen Afridi plays it to Abhishek Bachchan. His name is Abhishek Sharma, but I mean, one of our guy, he misspelled it. He said Abhishek Bachchan, very famous actor's son, Amitabh Bachchan's son. So he had to come up and say, hey, I've never played cricket in my whole life, so how can I be out? But anyway, that's a joke. It's a real joke. So Abhishek hits him for a sixer, and on the way back, he says, Chal Phosri Ke. These are his. He started it. And Shaheen Shah Afridi is a Pashtun. And Pashtun are the same people who have taken solo-handedly with their, M1 rifles, the old ones, half of the Kashmir from Indians, from the whole army, full-fledged army. And so Afridi didn't do much, okay, but Haris Rauf, he had a spat with the batsman right away, and it's over. And he was playing with the crowd. And Indian cricket board complained to ICC, International Cricket Council. And who is the chairman over there now? It's the Indian's defense minister's son. See? This is called nepotism. And his son is the chairman of ICC at the moment. So, who cares? Pakistan did lodge a complaint why he used a political statement in a game. That's it. This is the only thing. For the handshakes, we don't give a rat-ass F about that. So, Mr. Haris Rauf was doing these actions, and 6-0, which is when Pakistan claims, and the world backs up with that. We have killed their 6 of the aircrafts plus 1 Israeli drone. Now, the one which they sent on May 8th and May 9th, there were 120 drones. Millions of dollars have been lost, and even Pakistani civilians were shooting them down with their normal guns. That's how we beat them. So the hearing happened, and Richie Richardson, very known cricketer from West Indies, and Haris Rauf, he asked him, to tell me, is that a derogatory action? Because 6 also means cricket in India, or in 6 means sixer in cricket. So what's the problem? Richard Richardson knew what the problem is, but yet, of course, he had a valid question. And Sabzada Farhan, when he scored 50 against India, he got the bat out, and he gave an excuse that, well, this is common in Pashtun tribes. And again, this guy is also Pashtun. Okay, the same one. Remember the Pashtuns. By the way, we are again fighting against some of the Pashtun, mixture Pashtuns with Soviets and Turkmenis and Tajikistanis who claim to be TTP, Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, doing terrorist things in Pakistan, backed by India. So that's how Sabzada Farhan was not punished. Haris Rauf, 30% of the match fee. And the guy who actually brought political thing into the cricket first, he will also find the same as Haris Rauf. Oh, Haris Rauf his fine is going to be paid by PCB. They said it. Mohsin Naqvi said it on. Doesn't matter. But now let's come to the final. Our team is not good. Period. Okay? The present team is not up to the standards of playing against India. India has a better team. Okay? As a Pakistani, I'm admitting to that one. But the way Haris Rauf retaliated, the way Sabzada Farhan retaliated, and that brought peppers into the areas of their body where the sunshine never hits. This is going to happen today. Mark my words. Today, there would be people with the paper planes and throwing all around the ground. There would be people doing the Shoaib Akhtar actions after taking the wickets, because Shoaib Akhtar had been doing that before the 6-0 thingy. There would be fielders who would be showing gestures of airplanes. How are these Indian players who are politically motivated and pumped up by their political government going to take that? You win or you don't win. If you lose, you know what's going to happen to you. I mean, in India, how are you going to be dealt? Because Pakistani nation has already admitted the fact from Champions Trophy onwards, 2017, when we beat India last time in the finals of a major tournament. By the way, it's 3-2. Pakistan has won 3 major tournaments against India in the finals, and India has won only 2. And one was in the last century, Benson and Hedges Cup. And Pakistan has won 3 major tournaments. 2 were in last century, Australasia Cup, and 2017 Champions Trophy, which is called the Mini World Cup. So we are still 1-1 in this century and 2-1 in the last century. So T20s altogether, there have been 15 matches between India and Pakistan. The first one was tied, and then Pakistan won 2 in a row, and then mostly India wins T20 matches, short format. So this match is a final. There is not a league match, not a pool match. It's a final, and Pakistan has more wins in the finals, in even throughout. It's 3-2. Pakistan has won 3 major tournaments. When India was in the final, India has won only 2. So this is a major tournament, and I'm hoping that, keeping in these stats in mind, Pakistan is going to win 1. Second thing is the pressure on Indian team is going to be more than the pressure on Pakistani team, because this is what now Pakistani crowd wants. Pakistan Air Force has given them something to live with. You know, now an Indian comes in and we just show them 6-0, and India's like, rup, rup. So this is what Pakistan Air Force has given to the nation. From the cricketers, they only expect them to show their worth, because they brought politics into the cricket first. So now deal with it, because we have something to talk about. And second thing is, all the games Pakistan has won were in a chase. 3 games. Pakistan has won only 3 games against India, and Pakistan chased the score in all the games. So probably Pakistan is going to win the toss and let India bat first today, by assumption. Or they would try to bat first. Let India bat first. Of course, in previous 2 matches, Pakistan batted first and lost. So they probably are going to change the strategy, but it doesn't matter. So if I'm just predicting pre-toss scenarios, India, on the other hand, has won 3 games chasing 2, 8 games in chasing, and 3 games in defending the total. So India has both. It's not a matter for India, but I think that India is going to put Pakistan to bat first. Or if they're too proud in cricket right now, because as the captain said, there's no rivalry now. Okay, yeah, well and good. At least I admit that. So they would try to bat first. So if Pakistan is going to win the toss, it's going to let India bat first. If India is going to win the toss, they're going to bat first, to show up there. They can chase 2. They have chased targets 8 times successfully, and 3 times they have defended the target. So this is my assumption for the final of Asia Cup, that Pakistan may lose the match, but Pakistani team is going to win the hearts this time. I'm sure about that, and this is what we need. We don't care what the result is. They started these politics into the game, so show them in the game field how, by not showing anything directly, you can still burn their ashes with no age in it. See you next time. Allah Hafiz.